Alright, everybody. Big Shiny Tunes 6. The only Big Shiny Tunes album I have ever repurchased. Sort of. I didn't own it the first time. My ex-wife bought it the first time. So it was in my collection, then it wasn't in my collection. Now it's back in my collection again. Alright. I really dig this one. And originally, when my ex bought it, she bought it because it's got a great collection of songs that were out at the time. Some of them are songs I would never have bought the actual albums for, and I know she wasn't exactly into the albums for, and kind of going like that. There are some songs in here, in my opinion, has totally changed on over the years too, and we're just gonna get into it. The album opens up with Linkin Park. Oh, really quickly. If you haven't watched any of my other Big Shiny Tunes videos at this point, you should go watch those. However, really quick summary. Big Shiny Tunes were albums released by Much Music. This particular year covered 2001, I believe. Oh, they didn't mark them as nicely as they did in the past. It was a lot easier to read the details on them in the past liner notes. Trying to see if there's anything in here that's before 2000. Okay, I think everything in here is either 2001 or 2000. Looks like most of it's actually all 2001. Okay. First one, I'm not happy with the inside because of the font they chose to use and the way that they put the liner notes in. It's not as easy to read as one would hope in certain spots. The amount of twisting and turning and everything, I get it. Yeah. 2000, 2001, I can confirm that. Okay. Now that I've rambled on there for... My only complaint really about this album, maybe a couple of the songs. Okay, so I don't like Linkin Park. I never have. I still don't to this day. I don't understand why everybody's into them. Highly, highly overrated band as far as I'm concerned. And everybody making a big deal over the new female vocalist. I don't give a shit either. They just, and I hate to say it, one of the things that honestly turned me off of Linkin Park the hardest was Chester screaming into the microphone. Really had huge issues with that. That crawling in your skin part when he starts screaming that, you can just hear all the veins like tensing up in his neck, and just like, yeah. And musically, I mean, all right. Whatever. So Blink 182, The Rock Show, follows up Linkin Park. I like this as a follow-up. I'm not a big pop punk guy, but Tracy loves them, really gets it, sings along with it. I love listening to her sing along with it. So for that reason alone, I'm okay with it. For the most part, it's one of those fun pop punk bands with a fun pop punk song, and it's okay that way. Then we're into American Hi-Fi Flavor of the Week, which basically what I just said. Sum 41, Flat Lip, basically everything I just said. Except Canadian. Then you're in a Default Wasting My Time, which changes it up, which is really kind of nice. Not one of my favorite songs on this album, actually. This is the point in the album where I kind of go, yeah, whatever, and just kind of skip a couple songs. Because then I'm into Limp Bizkit My Way. Okay, so I think the worst part about Limp Bizkit is Fred Durst. Credit to Wes Borland as a guitarist. I think he does a wonderful job. But Fred Durst's delivery just doesn't do much for me. In general, I know this has been said a million times and stuff like that, but Fred Durst is like one of those guys that, when you look at him, you went to high school or college with, and you just really just want to stay as far the fuck away from him now as possible, because, he was a miserable fucking asshole in high school, and he's still a miserable fucking asshole now. And nothing personal against Fred. That is just the outward image he personifies. I'm not talking about that is how he is as a person. I've never met the dude. I have no clue what he's like. He could be the nicest dude on the planet for all I know. I'm just going by his outward persona here in Limp Bizkit. Puddle of Mud Control. It's cool that control is on here as opposed to going with the automatic easy puddle of mud she hates me, which is really funny because all the much music big shiny tunes have all, if they've got swearing, are all radio edits, every last one of them. She Hates Me is the one song every night just after 10 o'clock much music would play unedited every single night. That was how they kicked off going past 10 o'clock. Because in Canada, after 10 o'clock, you can drop F-bombs on TV. So we used to get the unedited version all the time. Kind of miss those days. And Control's an okay tune. Really, She Hates Me was their best tune. Or at least out of all the stuff I heard off the first album. Weezer Hash Pipe. I love this song, man. I love this song. I love Weezer. I've always had a soft spot for Weezer, man. Always. Used to blow everybody's mind when they found out that I liked Weezer back in the day, man. And, you know, Weezer just writes really good, great, fun tunes, man. And Hash Pipe's no different. And I love that, you know, that just that basic kind of rocking on the bass, man. Oh, perfection and simplicity. Stone Temple Pilots, Days of the Week. I think I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to pick up the Stone Temple Pilots catalog because I think my opinion on Stone Temple Pilots may have changed over the years. Because I'm noticing I enjoy them a lot more now than I did in my teens, in my 20s. Didn't really hear much from them in my 30s, I don't think. And, you know, I loved Velvet Revolver when Velvet Revolver came out. And one of the things I loved about Velvet Revolver is it wasn't GNR and it wasn't Stone Temple Pilots. It was something completely different. And it was because I didn't like Stone Temple Pilots, but I love GNR. But now, man, I think my opinion on Stone Temple Pilots has probably changed. Days of the Week is one of the songs I used to skip all the time. Now I don't mind when it plays out. Sugar Ray, When It's Over. Does anybody remember Sugar Ray? Man, Sugar Ray. Don't have much to say about When It's Over. I really don't. It's a song. Our Lady Peace, Life. Okay, so this was a song that changed my entire opinion on Our Lady Peace. I've talked about Our Lady Peace. I've covered a few other albums and whatnot. I have not got to really talk about the song Life because all the albums I own, Life isn't on it. I got to briefly talk about it with the Greatest Hits album, or no, the live album, which kind of didn't do it justice. I love Life. I think Life has got a beautiful message to it. Everything about Life is just a fantastic song. Everything about it really just makes you want to keep on living, I think, man. And it's one of those songs that I really think anybody who's down in a funk needs to put it on and just play it over and over again, man, until it takes you out of that funk. And I mean, I really was a detractor of Our Lady Peace when this song came out, and this song totally changed my perspective on it. Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood. Okay, so I've recently talked about the one that was on G-Sides, which was a remix, which was even worse than the original. Now, I don't mind the original. When it first came out, it was pretty decent. Then it got overplayed and overplayed and overplayed and overplayed and overplayed. And then as I was hearing more and more from the Gorillaz, I just really wasn't getting much into the Gorillaz. So even now, I still kind of skip the song. It doesn't do much for me. Then we get on to Moby Southside. I like this song now. Really wasn't a fan of it back in the day, but man, I actually enjoy this song now. I let this one play out and have some fun with it. It's all good, man. It's all good. That goes in a bit for Naked. I love myself today, not like yesterday. I'm gonna be okay. I love this song, man. Biff is just awesome, man. There is not a bad word that will come out of my mouth about Biff, except for her poetry is sometimes, you know, takes a personal flavoring to enjoy. Man, her poetry sometimes. I mean, some of it not bad, some of it, you know. But I love myself today, man. This is one of those songs, man. This one mixed with Our Lady Peace, Life, and both Canadian bands. just total uppers, man. You're having a bad day. You play both those songs, man. I guarantee by the end of the second one, you should be feeling a hell of a lot better. Three Doors Down, Be Like That. Yeah, it's an alright song, I guess. It doesn't do much for me one way or the other. I was never a big fan of Three Doors Down. I found them kind of generic-ish. Like, they weren't like everybody else, but they didn't sound really all that different from anybody else. David Usher, Alone in the Universe Tonight, doesn't do much for me. Tantric Breakdown. This is a song that I thoroughly enjoy while it's playing. But I keep forgetting about it. Like, I totally forgot who the hell Tantric was. Had to kind of do a brush up on that one. Still don't remember who Tantric was. And the song Breakdown is a song that I guarantee everybody's forgotten about, but it's actually a really decent tune, man. You know, just one of those things. And then the album finishes with the song that changed my opinion on the Tea Party. That's right. There's two songs on this album that completely changed my opinions on bands. So you had Life from Our Lady of Peace, which totally changed my perspective on Our Lady of Peace. And then you've got Walking Wounded from the Tea Party, which totally changed my perspective on the Tea Party. Totally got into the Tea Party after this. Totally dig on him now. And it's really funny because Tea Party is from Windsor, Ontario, the city that I am in, the city that all these are recorded in. I don't think I've ever recorded an episode outside of Windsor. I might do that just for fun one day. But where I'm trying to get at, man, a band that was local when I was a teenager, so I never could have gone to the bar to see them anyway, so that wouldn't have been a factor. But, you know, it really took them leaving Windsor, which it takes for almost every band. They went out to Toronto, made a name for themselves, started building up a good following that way, started releasing some songs. You get to a song like Walking Wounded, and it's like, yeah, all right, that's what we're talking about. Bring it on. So, at the end of the day, as a retrospect on what music was like here in Canada, what the radios were playing, well, much music specifically, was playing back in 2001, or 2001, man. Big Shiny Tune 6, great reflection on that time period. I personally would suggest this one as a snapshot of that time period. Most of the Big Shiny Tunes are actually really good as retrospective snapshots of those time periods. So the whole way around, I'm kind of really enjoying doing this whole series. I've still got some albums I got to pick up, and I'm hoping I can get my hands on them before we get all the way through this, but we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, folks, I do thank you for watching, as always. Leave me a comment down below on some of these songs. You know, which one of these songs did you love back in the day? Which one really, to this day, still has that warm, fuzzy place in your heart? That's what the comment section's for. Please tell me. There's also a like button, a subscribe button, bell for notifications, a couple links down below. If you check all those out, hit the buttons. Click, 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 click. I'd appreciate it. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Otherwise, folks, peace, love, take care.